Hey there, welcome in. It's Heather with Heather's Healing. I just want to thank you so much for being here on my channel, and also just thank you for being here on the planet. We are all needed at this time, and I'm grateful that you are here. And I thought what I wanted to do today, since it is summer solstice, and I feel like that's a really magical time. I also can't believe it's summer solstice. We're halfway through the year. So what I wanted to do is take a look at the energy for the rest of the year and just kind of get a feel for, I don't know, what's going on. And what I thought I would do is I'm going to pull 3 oracle cards from the Shaman's Dream Oracle. And then I'm going to pull tarot cards, and we're just going to kind of fill into the energy and see what we pick up on. So thanks for being here. Disclaimer, I'm hoping this video will be bright enough. The lights are really bugging me, so I do have lights on, but they're dim. And a cat at any moment could come and knock everything over. So let's hope that doesn't happen. I think like the worst part of doing videos is getting set up for the damn video. Okay. So calling in our guides and guardians to be here with us now, just asking for advice and guidance on the remainder of this year. What do we need to know? What does the collective need to know? And let's go ahead and just pull 3 oracle cards and see what we get. So what I'm hearing right now is releasing rigidity, remain flexible, be open to new ways of communication, be open to new ways of living your life, be excited for new adventure. All right, so 3 cards. I can always tell, like, when spirit's in the room, it feels like I walk through a cobweb or something. All right, 3 oracle cards. 3 oracle cards representing major topics or energies for the year. Sherm's next to me over here. Everybody's like waking up, of course. And there's Pow. I don't know if you can hear her. So topic 1, she's saying hello. I don't know if you can hear her, but when she meows sometimes, it sounds like she's saying hello. Oh no, everybody is waking up. Topic 2. Topic 3. And I have a bonus card here too, so we'll see. Oh, nice. This will be a good ending. So I'm going to set this aside. Hopefully I don't forget. That'll be a really nice card to end on. All right, so topic number 1. What do we have here? Interesting. So Vanishing Mirror, card number 58. It says ego sublimation. Let's see, can we get that in there? There's the card. So it looks like the mirror's exploding. Everything you know about who you thought you were, who you wanted to be, who you perceive yourself to be, it feels like all of that is being shattered as the year goes on. And that can feel like, I mean, that could sound like a really scary thing, but I don't feel that it is. It really is connecting more and more with who you are authentically, who your soul is, and, you know, what you came here to do. And we all come here with a unique energetic signature, and that energetic signature that is unique to you is needed in the world. And I really do feel like the only way we can really express that unique part of ourselves is to truly be ourselves. And do you know who that is? Do you know who you are? If you strip aside everything else, if you strip aside everything that society tells you you should be, what your culture or upbringing tells you should be, or what you should be doing, do you know who you are? Oh, he's being so careful. I know you guys can't see, but Sherm's very carefully maneuvering around the lights. So thank you, buddy. That was very graceful. So let's go ahead and pull a few tarot cards and see Vanishing Mirror. What do we need to know? Ego sublimation. I don't know what sublimation means, and I'm using my phone to record this video, so I can't Google it. So we've got 10 of Wands that just flew out. I'll try to shuffle these so you guys can see them. 2 more cards, please. So I'm just going to say what I'm hearing. What I'm hearing is pushing to your breaking point, but I don't want that to freak you out, because that's really very freeing if you allow for that flexibility. So it feels like the energies that are coming in are really going to be cracking us open. The other thing I will say about that is, if you have been, doing your work, if you've been taking a look at your inner world, this isn't going to be that jarring. And actually, I feel like it's going to be a bit of a relief. It's getting to know your inner landscape. And I am totally here for that. I'm all about transformation, change, growth, getting to know what makes you tick, getting to know why you do the things that you do, why you believe the things that you believe. I'm all about that. So 2 more cards here. We got the Hierophant. We got the Tower. Not surprised. So 2 major arcana cards coming up here. What I do love is we've got the 10 of Wands popping up here. So this is carrying a heavy load, a heavy burden, and feeling exhausted. Having a sense of, I can't keep going the way that I'm going. I can't continue to do things the way that I've been doing them. It's just exhausting. This is the universe's way, spirit's way of moving you out of this energy. And in order to do that, you're going to have to get to know who you truly are. Trying to fit in or trying to curate your life in a way that is not authentic is not going to work. We're not going to be able to do that anymore. We've got the Hierophant right here in the middle. This is your higher self. This is, like I was saying, learning all there is to know about yourself and what makes you tick. This is connecting with teachers and mentors that can help you with this. This is also connecting with your guides and guardians, really trusting your inner guidance. And it's hard to trust your inner guidance when you may not even be aware of your inner world. If you're not aware of who you are, I feel like it's really hard to connect with your intuition. It's really hard to get to know how you discern information. And I know I talk about this a lot, but I feel like it's really important. How does information come through your body? How does information come to you? How do you hear your inner voice? How do you hear your higher self or your guides and guardians? How does that work for you? We have the Tower card here, and I do want to pull some clarifiers on this. I'm very curious about this. I'm going to pull 3 more cards because I want to clarify the Tower card. So the Tower is sudden, unexpected changes, things that are out of your control. It could be situations that you saw coming. This kind of reminds me of the energy of 2020. Not saying that that's what is going to happen again, but it is your life being kind of completely turned around or uprooted in a way that you you didn't expect coming, but it's for the betterment. It is truly for your soul's advancement. Um, you're not going to be able to play small, and I feel like we're all going to be challenged in new ways. I really do feel like this push and this change is coming to get us out of our comfort zone and just really challenge us. So let's go ahead and pull 3 more cards because I'm curious. So 3 more cards clarifying the Ten of Wands, the Ten of Wands, the Hierophant, and the Tower. It's really nice today. Okay, so we've got the Star. We have the Four of Wands in reverse. Let's pull 1 more for the Tower here. Let's see what we get. Interesting. So we've got the 2 of Pentacles for the Tower. So let me just kind of fill into this a little bit. So the 10 of Wands, we have the Star, which I love. We have the Star card. So going from a place of exhaustion, possibly not feeling well, ill health, that sort of thing, moving into greater alignment with ourselves, moving into better health. It's almost like we're kind of forced into that. So I don't quite know how that's going to look for everybody. But I feel like this heavy load that we have been carrying is the false self, the false identity. It's not being true to who you are and why you came here. And with the Star card here, I mean, it's just a really beautiful card. It's stepping into the energy of your true self, why you came here, greater alignment, greater physical health. So a lot of really beautiful energies coming in to replace this exhaustion, just feeling really burdened. I also feel like when Spirit was talking about the need for flexibility, this is giving up your control and following the energy, following where the universe leads you. I really kind of feel that with these cards. The Hierophant, we have the Hierophant, and underneath that, the Four of Wands in reverse. What I'm feeling from this Four of Wands, again, it goes back to whatever is not real or authentic, it's falling away. Whatever kind of structure, whether it's in your relationship to yourself, your relationship with God, your work, whatever has been propping that up, if it is not authentic, it's going to fall apart. So I feel like this is kind of giving us an idea of areas in our life that might be dismantled. So that is looking at, relationships, friendships, work environment. And so a need to navigate the world in a different way. And there's also an energy here that it kind of feels like for many of us, not that we're not going to have our friends and family around us, but I feel like there's a journey that we're being asked to go on that is going to be a little lonely or we have to do it ourselves. There isn't anyone that's coming to save you. There's not a quick fix. You're really going to have to rely on your skills, yourself. I just feel that energy. Not that we're not going to have community, not that we're not going to have people around us to support us. but there is something about this that that inner drive needs to come from within. It's also interesting here too, because I'm also feeling like there's not going to be as many ways to distract ourselves. So that's kind of interesting. I don't know what that would be, unless there's just problems, with communication or like the internet, stuff like that. Or it could just be that the ways that we have distracted ourselves in the past, it's not working anymore. So the way that you are self-soothing or numbing yourself or checking out isn't working anymore. So you're forced to really look at yourself, and you're forced to address the areas of your life that aren't working. With the Tower, we have the two of Pentacles underneath. So, when we're talking about pentacles, we're talking about resources, physical things, your home, your work, your material life, anything that you can see, touch, feel. That's what we're talking about here. And it's about money, but it's about finding a better balance with all of that. It feels like simplifying. So if you have been feeling really burdened with things, with bills, with trying to make ends meet, it feels like the universe is going to take things away from you to simplify that for you. It's not a punishment. It's not anything like that. It's a way of simplifying things. And that's something I think about quite a bit with money. I sometimes think we definitely complicate things. It's nice to have nice things, but your nice things come with a literal price, and that requires your time and your attention. If you don't have as many things to pay for, you have more freedom, and that's something I feel like, again, it's nice to have nice things. I'm not saying don't have nice things. I love nice things. But I feel like that's a way that we dim our light, and it's a way that it chains us down, and it takes away our freedom, because now we are forced to work to pay for all of the things that we have. And maybe we could do a job or work, make money in a way that we enjoy if we didn't have so many financial obligations. So I definitely feel like this Tower is coming in to give a different perspective on that throughout the end of this year. And I'm looking at the energies from now. So I think today is June 21st, 2025, through the end of 2025. But yeah, that is something I think about quite often. If maybe there's a job that we wouldn't make a lot of money at, but we totally love doing it. So yeah, if we could free ourselves from debt, we would have more freedom. So I think it's also just taking a look at how you're spending your time and how you're spending your money, and are you doing it in a way that that brings you joy, or is managing all of your things and your bills, is that becoming a job in itself? So very interesting here. So definitely the energy of simplifying, tapping into your authentic self. It just kind of feels like stripping away everything that you maybe think you need, but you don't really need, or everything you think that defines you, but it doesn't really. Yeah, it's interesting. It's like the costumes we wear, And I think that's why it was kind of reminding me of the 2020 energy, because I think there were so many things that we thought we couldn't live without until those things we no longer had, whether it was, fun things that we did for entertainment, or services that we enjoyed that were no longer available to us. It has kind of that, I'm feeling that type of energy, but definitely simplifying. So I do really love that. Getting to the core of who you are and breaking through the ego. Let's move to topic number 2. What do we got here? Jeweled web, connectivity. I love the green on this card. Let me show you this. Jeweled web, connectivity. I love this green on here. And what this reminds me of, so I'm offering 6-week journeys. It's an energetic transmission of the warmth frequency is what I'm calling it. But it looks like this kind of green, gold, bluish tone. That's what that frequency looks like. And that's what it's taking me to. So this frequency is a way of softening your nervous system, bringing more flexibility to your nervous system, which when you have that, it feels like nothing is super jarring. It's easier. It's just a smoother way of being in the world. It's a softer way of being in the world. I really like this green gold energy. And again, that also reminds me of greater physical well-being. That green flame is very healing. It brings in a lot of heart connection, a lot of heart healing. And then with that gold energy, that's strength and fortification as well. But the card says jeweled web, connectivity. That also kind of making me feel similar to like how we connect, the message that I don't remember exactly what I said about, maybe it'll be more difficult to connect, or I think, it was in regards to how we numb ourselves. So, possibilities of, problems with the internet or connecting in that way. Maybe that is somewhat diminished and we're forced to connect more in person, or I don't know, in different ways. But I also feel like this is, especially again with that green color, it's connecting with your physical body, and it's really listening to the messages and that's coming through your body. Your intuition as you read the energy. All of the energy that is surrounding us, it's filtered through our body. We intuit it through our body. It's just taking me back to that. So let's go ahead and pull. It's card number 32. So let's go ahead and pull some tarot cards on that. See what we get. Oh, whoops. Hold on. I just totally jumbled up this deck. I don't know how I did that. Okay. So what do we need to know about jeweled web connectivity? This also feels like how we're able to tap into the ethers. Again, that's tapping into the energy and reading the energy. I really feel like going forward, well, one, I think we're really going to need to rely on our guidance more and more. I think that's going to become more and more important. But I feel like it's going to be easier to connect into that. And especially if you have you're not letting your ego run the show. You're allowing your soul, your higher self to lead you and to run the show, drive the bus, whatever you want to call it. All right, so let's pull 3 cards here and look at this here. What do we need to know about connectivity? The jeweled web. What do we need to know? 3 cards. Yeah, and just this really relying on your intuition and your guidance. What I'm hearing here is you might not be supported in that. You may need to step out on your own, kind of forge that path for yourself. But just know that you won't be on your own forever. Friends, family, people that might think that you're nuts, they're going to join with you. So, and this is pretty normal for anyone that is really following their path. You might not get the support that you're hoping to get, especially from the people that you think will give you that support or you feel should be giving you that support. Quite often you don't get that. Doesn't mean that you're doing anything wrong. So we've got the Queen of Wands, which I love. So feeling really empowered to go your own way, follow your passions, your uniqueness, your creativity. And also not necessarily, you're not relying on other people to make things happen for you. You're going out there and you're making it happen for yourself. And as you do that, you gain support from other like-minded people and souls. We have the Chariot came out in reverse. One more card here. So we've had quite a few major arcana cards. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on throughout the rest of this year. A lot of changes. One more card here. Interesting, we got another queen. We've got the Queen of Swords. So let's see. So we've got the jeweled web, connectivity, connecting to yourself, connecting to the higher realms, connecting with energy in a way of, healing yourself, energetic healing, connecting with the heavenly rays, the green ray, the golden ray. Each of these color rays, they come from the higher dimensions and they hold unique frequencies that bring through healing. So definitely connecting with them. But we've got the Queen of Wands. I feel like this is 2 different aspects of ourselves. So this connectivity, I feel like this is something that is starting with us. So we have the Queen of Passion, Charisma. This is a very confident queen. She's not afraid to forge her own way, forge her own path. She's highly creative and intuitive, but she's also really good with people. She's good with kind of like working a room. People are naturally drawn to this energy. And I feel like, especially with the sunflowers, this is a fire energy, so this could be representing, a fire sign. But what I feel like is this connectivity is tapping into your inner well of fire. What are you passionate about? What are you curious about? What is it that if you had nothing, if everything was taken away from you, what would motivate you? What would drive you? What would keep you moving forward? That's another way I like to look at this. What truly is what are you passionate about? Where's your fire at? That it's connecting with that. We have the Chariot card in reverse. So whatever plans you have for yourself, whatever direction you feel like is the right direction for you, this feels like a rerouting, and it's definitely a slowing down. You can't force this. This feels like really deep inner work, inner transformation. You can't force this. You can't control the direction that it goes. And it really feels like surrendering to the energy and surrendering to how things are coming together for you. Really surrendering to that. But it's funny, I keep hearing rerouting. It's a detour. So however you thought things were going to unfold for yourself for the remainder of this year, plan on being rerouted. Plan on detours, obstacles, roadblocks, and delays. Yeah, that's really interesting. And then we've got the Queen of Swords coming in. So the Queen of Swords could be representing, air signs. But this is the card of clarity. So I feel like this feels like a process. So like an alchemical process. So first connecting with who you truly are. What is your fire, your passion? And when I feel this type of energy, this kind of reminds me of like, this is your soul's purpose. This is your soul's energy. It's very fiery. So it's like, what is it that your soul came here to experience? I mean, there's tons of things, but I feel like with the other cards that have came up talking about the ego being shattered, the false sense of self being shattered, you're forced to really look at what is the frequency that your soul holds. What is that energetic signature that is unique to your soul? I feel like that's what this card is representing here. So you're tapping into that, you're figuring out what that is, and because you are realizing that maybe the direction that you were moving in is no longer relevant, it has nothing to do with your soul's unique frequency or signature. In realizing this, if this feels kind of like a natural change and progression, you're choosing to do things different because you are realizing that the way that you have been expressing yourself is not authentic to you. The way you've been, moving through life is not authentic to your soul. Because you're realizing this, you're making a change. You're stopping things, starting things, but there's a delay here. It's kind of like a learning curve. And as we move through that energy, and I feel like this is more the summer months, as we move through that energy, we are able to really get it. It feels like a more solid footing. Because we have clarity, we're able to lead ourselves in a different direction. We're able to see a different calling for ourselves. The Queen of Swords, she's all about a clear mind, strategy, leadership. She can be kind of serious, and there's not a whole lot of emotion with the Queen of Swords. But I feel like with the Queen of Wands, we're working through a lot of emotion, and we're feeling a lot. We're expressing a lot. Things are shifting and changing and moving in new directions, and then it's almost like a light bulb turns on, and we have this realization of, oh shit, this is what I'm meant to be doing. All roads point to X, you know, whatever that is for you. And then I feel like from that point on, we have a better sense of what direction we need to move in. But again, this is connecting with yourself in a different way, connecting with energy in a different way. And I guess also just really having a better sense of what you're doing to appease your ego versus what you're doing to appease your soul. And the other way that I like to look at this is, well, one, you're never going to know what you're going to like or what you're not going to like until you actually do it. So taking action is going to be a big part of this, and trying new things, being pushed out of your comfort zone is going to be a big part of this. But if it is your soul's calling, you will love it. You will adore it. Whatever it is, even if it's super challenging and you're not going to love every minute of it, there's going to be something in you that just keeps being pulled back to that. I mean, it's what you came here to do. It's your soul's signature, your soul's frequency, your soul's blueprint, however you want to put it. And it will always involve some type of service to others. It always will. There will be a component of it that is in service to the whole. And I like this because it feels like more people are it's interesting. So when you're tapping into, let's say, why God sent you here, what you came here to do, you are going to feel so satisfied and fulfilled by that. And it's also going to be in service to others. And you're not going to feel burdened by it. You're not going to feel put out by it. You're not going to feel disappointed with it. You might not love every minute of it, but the overall energy of it is going to be so fulfilling and satisfying that you couldn't think of doing anything else. And I think that's another sign that you are walking your soul's path versus your ego's, desires. Interesting. I like that. And I feel like the more that we can be committed to like our soul's purpose, which will put us at greater service to others, I mean, the whole frequency of everything, of this entire planet, will change. Very interesting. Okay, third topic. Oh, God, I'm kind of tired of hearing this word. I think I mentioned this earlier, but I do love this card. Card 64. It says Woodwives Adaptability. It's a pretty card. I love the red, the orange, the brown tones on here. It's card number 64. So what is that, 10? Can't do math in my head. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes. So a completion and ending, a new cycle coming in. So this would be more towards the fall, the end of the year. Adaptability. But I feel like, this is a message. You have to be adaptable. The energy, so like the frequency of the ego, it's not adaptable. It's very rigid. There's no real give or take when it comes to the ego, really. It's pretty black and white. But with the soul's very adaptable. It's very flexible. It's very it can make anything work. But adaptability, I love this. And I love this. Kind of reminds me of a fairy. I don't know if you can see this, but it looks like she's dancing, she's moving. She feels very free. There's nothing, like there's a lightness to this card. Let's see what else we get. Adaptability is the key. Flexibility is the key. Let's give these a good shuffle here. So 3 cards, what do we need to know about adaptability? So we're letting go of the ego. We're learning how to connect with ourselves in a different way, in a more authentic way. And now we're along to adaptability. And I really do feel like this is the energy of making what you have work for you. And then trusting that everything you need is going to come, is going to find you. All right, so 3 cards. Got the Page of Pentacles in reverse. It's more about freedom than resources. Wow, the Moon in reverse. Okay, one more card here. Got the Hierophant again. Adaptability. So we've got Pentacles in, or Page of Pentacles in reverse. Again, this makes me feel like, I'll show you the cards here in just a sec, but this is taking me back to the energy of not being chained down by resources and things. Finding freedom and lightness from less. And I also feel like this is tapping back into the it's going to open more doors for you. Going back to the whole bill thing, if you have less bills, less things that you have to pay for, that gives you more options as far as work goes. You're not just working to pay for things. And again, we're here to experience everything, and things are a part of that. So we've got the Page of Pentacles in reverse. I also feel like this is not being motivated by things, and not we're not planning our lives around how to pay for what we have or how to hold on to what we have. And again, we're looking at the frequency of adaptability. And so that kind of makes sense, right? You're not allowing, again, this goes back to the ego, you're not allowing your creature comforts to rule how you are living, or how you're allowing yourself to be expressed. And I think about this again, going back to working a job that you hate because you've got bills you've got to pay. And yeah, we all have bills we have to pay. But maybe if you had fewer bills, could you do something different? Could you make money in a different way that wouldn't be so exhausting? And this is what I find, you know, I can feel so inspired, like in the mornings especially. I have a lot of great ideas, I have a lot of clarity, and I have just a lot of things I'm really excited to do. But by the time I get done working and I'm just done with everything, I'm exhausted and I don't want to do anything. So it's almost like that, the way that we are making money, the way we are exerting our energy, it's taking us away from our divine inspiration. We don't, not that we don't want to act on it, we don't have the energy to do that. So, you know, freeing up time, you know, and time comes with pentacles too. So it's managing our time and resources in a different way. We have the Moon card right in the middle. So along with this adaptability, so the Moon in reverse to me brings clarity. This is things not being hidden from you. It's coming up with a different strategy and learning how to okay, I'm back. I ran out of storage. Okay, so going back to the Moon card. So what I feel from this card is when it's in reverse, things are clear to you. There's less confusion. you're more confident, you're more sure of the direction that you're going. But I also feel like this confidence comes from your intuition. It comes from tapping into it comes from following your soul, really, is what I feel with the moon in reverse. Um, Sometimes with the moon in reverse, there can be, fear around the unknown, or wondering, how am I going to make this work? But I don't feel like we're going to really be feeling a lot of that. I feel like there's just a lot of confidence that we're going to have if we can be adaptable, if we can be flexible, and again, if we can just trust that the universe will lead us where we're meant to be. So I do think that I do feel like it's going to take just really a lot of trust, just trusting that your soul will guide you, especially if you are listening to your intuition, if you're really, following your gut, following your intuition, following what you know to be true to you. And again, letting go of a lot of material things, simplifying, living in a different way, just being very flexible and allowing the universe to show you where it wants you to be. And that brings us into the Hierophant, which we had earlier. This is trusting your higher self, trusting source, God, whatever it is that you believe in, to lead you and guide you to the best possible place. And I have found, and you probably have found this to be true as well, the best way to trust and allow the universe to guide you is to be very flexible. It's to let go of rigidity. And again, we have the card here of adaptability. I also feel with this card too, it's trusting in nature. So I feel like part of this adaptability could be nature moving you to a different place, whether that's because of, resources not being there, or maybe it's not sustainable, maybe it's not a healthy place for you to be living. I feel like the elements and Mother Nature is going to help with a lot of these changes. I feel like some of us are going to be forced to live somewhere else. I think we're going to be forced to move in a different, like literally move somewhere different. So staying very adaptable is going to be really important. So to kind of sum this up, I know this video is getting kind of long here. Lots of interchange moving forward for the rest of the year. Definitely a falling away. Lots of things falling away. The universe taking things away that are no longer serving, which could feel like a punishment. It could at times feel overwhelming. Trust the process. I hate that though, because sometimes that just really sucks. But the card that came out is kind of like a bonus card here. It's the Magician's Sword, and it says confidence in your magic. And I really love this. And again, it kind of has the similar color tones as this card here. So connecting in with the earth, connecting in with your body. What is the energy of the elements showing you? What is nature showing you? What is your soul showing you? And just being very confident in that, being very confident in knowing that you're not going to let yourself down. You can't get it wrong. You can't. I feel like the only way that the rest of this year, or just in general, is going to be very challenging is if you're trying to hold on to a part of yourself that's no longer relevant. If you're trying to fit yourself into the same box that you have been trying to put yourself in for the last 10, 15, 20, 30 years, that's not going to work anymore. So just, yeah, definitely a lot of trusting in the universe here. trusting in your soul's guidance. I'm also hearing asking for help from the universe, asking for help from your guides and guardians. We all have them. We all have guides. We all have spirit guides. And I feel like if you can allow yourself to let go of rigidity and allow your soul and allow spirit to show you how they communicate with you, I feel like a lot of intuitive gifts can open up. But it's not going to happen by you saying, oh, I want to be clairvoyant, or I want to be this, I want to be that. No, allow the energy to show you how it wants to work with you. So, all right, you guys, I'm going to leave it there. And if you have any ideas of, videos that you'd like me to do, energies that you'd like me to look into, what is interesting to you, please let me know in the comments. I'm here to be of service to you, be supportive of you. So let me know what you need. All right. I will talk to you soon. Bye for now.